Fam, let's talk about this.
Let's talk about this
Let's
because
talk about
we're very divided on
this.
A couple of my friends were like, what the hell was she thinking running as a Democrat? And, they immediately messaged me like, this is like awful. I'm like, yeah, I agree. So here's the thing. Nina Turner will be running for Congress as a Democrat. She filed to run. You guys can see it right here. It says for Nina Turner for U.S. She's running for Congress. And it says Democratic Party House of Representatives. So she's running in Ohio. Now, Ohio, if you know anything about Ohio is, as of late has been a red state. But it has its elements of blue. It's a purple swing state sometimes. And but it tends to be more conservative in general. So her district that she would be running in is particularly a Democratic district. So people are saying, well, she wants to win and she thinks that that's the way she can win. Or maybe she's going to start as a Democrat. And this is what Niko said, that she'll start as a Democrat and then move into potentially the People's Party once it's ready, because they're not ready yet. So that's that, right? For me, I will not support any Democrats anymore.
Ever.
Like, personally, I might love you as a friend. I might think you're wonderful. You're a wonderful candidate. I supported Democrats here this last time, and that was the last time. I will never, ever, ever support anybody who runs under a Democratic ticket for Congress. For Congress
Not
and
even
above.
Tulsi.
I don't know if I feel the same way about city council and that. But even that, look at what Shama Sawant has done by not being a Democrat. So even that, I still say there specifically is where you can grab power from outside quadras. And I've seen it here. We've had a green Santa Monica mayor. We've had Greens in city council. It's possible to do that. So really, for me, it's like, if we're ever going to cut the umbilical cord, if we're ever going to get out of this toxic relationship that we have with this party that constantly beats us up and literally tells us you can't do better than me, and you stay with them, you stay with this freaking toxic relationship, you don't go beyond it, and that, I'm so done with it. And I think if progressives continue giving power to the Democratic Party. Oh, but Nina Turner is different. She's going to challenge them. It's like, yeah, but what have I seen every single time? Let's say she wins, right? First of all, because they're going to cheat. They're going to throw millions of dollars to run an establishment hack against her, right? Okay, so that's good. You're making them lose money, but really, she's unlikely to win because this is how they cheat, because we don't have democracy in this country. And let's say she miraculously gets through. Let's say she just happens to get through. They don't pay attention. They think oh, she's a non-issue, and then she gets through and she wins. What are the odds that she's not going to be crippled or go down the same path as the squad? What makes you think it's going to be any different? Because the Democratic Party changes you. You don't change the Democratic Party. Yeah. So I just don't see that, Pasta. I don't see the point in running as a Democrat. She could run as an independent. Yeah. And she's so popular. She's so popular that she could win as an independent.
Yeah. And I understand that. I know Ohio, I think, has closed primaries, and so that's another issue and stuff, but it doesn't make a difference. You should be running as a populist. It's over, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah.
The Democratic experiment, as far as changing it from the inside, is over. It's not going to happen. And the leadership of the Democratic Party across the board is friggin' awful. They're terrible on policy. They're tied with big tech corporations. They don't give an F about you. They don't care. So if there was ever a time for Nita to say, you know what, I'm going to run as an independent, a populist in my town, this is it. She would still win if she got a fair election. Now, here's the thing. This is the time for any populist mind, independent, that if they have an election, a small local one, wherever they're at, to challenge it, to seize everything right away, and to fight like hell to make sure that everything's in place to give you a chance to win. I know what they did. We know what they did to Cynthia McKinney. It was terrible what they did. They don't like anti-globalist in office at all. Whether you're a Democrat or Republican, the establishment will go after you. You have to fight them tooth and nail. This was an opportunity, if not now, when? Yeah. Nina Turner, get in there and run as a goddamn independent populist and break this two-party duopoly. All you need to do, if Bernie Sanders can win as an independent, why couldn't Nina Turner win as an independent?
Exactly. And I know Vermont and Ohio are different, but
She would get Republicans to vote for her, fam.
But she would. That's the thing. This is where the progressives fail, right? Because they don't want to reach out to these people, and you should, because right now is the time where you could turn a Republican and say, you know what? Look, I'm running against this corporate Democrat. This is how I'm different. This is how I believe I'm going to help small businesses. I'm going to do this, and that. Like, you might not agree with my ideology. There are people who watch this show who don't agree with my ideology. Okay. And like, they're like, but I'll listen to you. If that can happen for us, why can't a progressive do that? And I know they can, because in 2016, Bernie Sanders got a lot of people who were Republicans to vote for him. In 2020, when he backed off from all of that, he lost all of them. That's why people voted for Tulsi Gabbard instead, or people were looking for a more independent-minded, populist kind of thinking, because there is like, I don't want to say market, but there is an audience for that, and you should go and take advantage of that instead. And this is the time is ripe right now, where people are kind of coalescing. We're seeing people lose everything they have, lose their businesses, lose all of this, who were maybe Democrats before. They're seeing a Democratic governor screw this up. They're going to be like, wait a minute. What do you want them to go to a Republican? What if they went to an independent? What if they saw that, hey, we can unite under this populist mentality and take this over? That is something that is ripe there. And if progressives don't see that, they continue giving their power to a party that has continuously screwed them and spit in their faces, then we're never going to get there. You're still going to continue ties with the Democratic Party. They tie your hands. She has to sign shit. Like, this isn't, she's not going to be able to do what you think she can do just because she's Nina. And as wonderful as she may be, that doesn't mean that party ever gets my support ever again. And
it was a bad move. Just of all times to do a bad move, man. Fred Hampton's ghost is going crazy in the chat. Italian Stallion, exactly. They will just rig it against Nina or have her take the knee. And the People's Party is supposed to start in 2022. It just doesn't make sense. Yeah, because I thought she was a part of that clan, that whole mentality of like, okay, we're going to run as independents, whatnot. We're going to run outside the two-party duopoly. But too many times I see these MPP people echoing AOC, or it's like, what are you doing? It's like, we didn't put you into play. People aren't supporting you and putting you into play for you to capitulate and try to work with the Democratic Party.
No, we want you to leave them.
Oppose them. Get out of there.
Stop. Like, a lot of AOC retweets, a lot of like these progressive retweets. It's like, no, you need to cut ties with those people. We don't want you retweeting them. They were happy that she was running as a Democrat. I'm like, I called them out. I'm like, why are you happy that she's running as a Democrat? This is not a good thing. I'm sorry, it's not. And you can paint it as a good thing. Oh, it's Nina. It's great. Why is there this cult of personality? And this is the last point I want to make on this. Why is there a cult of personality when it comes to people running for office? Like it's like with Bernie too. It's like, well, he's so amazing. He's so wonderful. He's going to change everything. Same with Nina. Like, she's so amazing. She's so wonderful. She's going to make it. It's going to be different. No one individual can do this. We're talking about the deep state here. We're talking about these horrible, awful, psychopathic people in power. One person isn't going to change that. It's like progressives just want to pick their fighter. They want to choose their fighter and do no work to fix the conditions that have screwed us time and time again. And they just think they're going to send somebody there and they're going to magically make it better. This is why they enjoy and love posing. Oh, who do you want to run as 2024? Oh, who would you vote for? They love doing that because they don't want to do the actual fucking work to fix our elections. They don't want to do the actual fucking work to actually understand why Julian Assange and why censorship is so important. They don't want to do that because it's so easy to just be like, well, Nina and Bernie and AOC and X person will fix it. No, that's not how it works. Change will not come like that. Change is going to come through fucking direct actions, especially right now when people are so fucking on the brink of losing everything they have. And you need to understand that. And I know because people in the restaurant industry that are working, that are losing everything, are posting on all over their social media now. I have never seen these people so scared. And as somebody that has worked in that industry, I know that at least 60% of the working class, because of the economic destruction led by neoliberalism from Reagan to Bush to Obama, a lot of these people work in the industry and they are hurting. And these people, this is the time to push direct actions. Instead, people want to say, okay, so-and-so's going to save me. Let me just support them.
Yeah.
That's not how it works.
David says, keep speaking truth. Support the channel, guys. Thank you, David. And Fred Hampton's Ghost. And listen, Fred Hampton's
Thank you,
Ghost.
guys.
Thank you for the super chat contribution. Thank you for being truthful about Nina. I will go one step further and conclude she made a carefully calculated decision for her career. And it really is hard to kind of say maybe she did, because why the hell would she do this? Why the hell would she run for the Democratic Party? Why do people have a hard time saying the Democratic Party is no good? The leadership, the establishment, the leadership itself is terrible. You're not going to change them. They are so crooked. They are so freaking crooked. I mean, every single time you look around, they got their hands in the cookie jar. They're worth millions. I mean, look how much money Nancy Pelosi's made over her career. It's just
look
ridiculous.
how much money Rokfin has made over his career.
Ridiculous.
I mean, he's like, what would we say, half a billionaire.
Yeah.
I mean, he's Silicon Valley. You call him progressive, but you got to look at how much money Silicon Valley gives the guy. Let's be real.
It's tough. Well, I mean, I think Steve Poikonen on the Action for Assange vigil the other day said it best. That seat doesn't belong to Rokfin. That seat belongs to big tech. He's just sitting in it. And I was like, wow.
These are your progressives?
Mind blown.
And that's the thing. Bernie Sanders is the most progressive senator still. He is. I'm not going to deny that. He is. He absolutely is. But you should watch the video I did, because Glenn Greenwald agrees. I mean, the guy went from a freaking 1986 Bernie, like talking about Russia, talking about Cuba, to now whatever happened in between. And I said it in the video. I don't know if he's like Peter Malark, where they're like holding him hostage in the Capitol, and they did this whole thing. But like whatever it is, he's still got to be held accountable to that. He doesn't get away with mocking election fraud when it was done to him twice.
Yeah, well,
he doesn't get away with that.
What's being done right now?
Yeah. He doesn't get away with that.
And that's the truth about it, is that unfortunately, though, the progressives in Congress and the progressives in the street, they're only really half progressive, because you can't just stand for Medicare for all and a Green New Deal and forget all these other issues ideologically and say you're progressive. I mean, like, I don't.
You can't say you're progressive now, because that word is done.
It's done. They did.
Yeah.
First they killed liberal, fam. Now they killed progressive. What are they going to kill next?